Check it out, guys. Welcome back. Dunk Dynasty episode 14. Today we're talking all things Arizona State football. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor at SSN Network, otherwise known as Sideline Sports Network. They're the people that believed in me. They're the people that helped me get my media credentials so I can cover all things Arizona State. I also have an article coming out today on Sun Devil Digest. I want to give them a huge shout out as well. Sun Devil Digest is going to be all my written articles, all things Sun Devils, football, basketball, volleyball. We cover swimming, we cover soccer, we cover lacrosse, anything sports related. If it has to do with the Sun Devils, we got articles on it. So I want to give them a huge shout out as well. So we'll dive right into it. We are talking Arizona State football. Preseason, the coaches poll, the media poll, every single news outlet that thinks they know anything to know about football ranked the Arizona State Sun Devils number 16 out of 16 when it comes to Big 12 play. They ranked us below Houston. They ranked us below Cincinnati. They ranked us below UCF. Of course, the teams that everyone thought was going to be good are good. Utah's good. We know that. Kansas State is good. We know that. Kansas, we think they're going to be good. They were ranked in the preseason. They're not ranked anymore. They ranked us below West Virginia, who looks like they might be decent. They put up a tough game against Penn State in week 1, but who knows what's truly going to happen with West Virginia. With that being said, we are through 2 weeks of football. Cam Scatabo ranks number 1 in the Big 12 for yards per game. He has 311 rushing yards in 2 games. Game number 1, Arizona State absolutely dominated the game from start to finish against Wyoming. Was this the sign of glimmer, a sign of hope for what Arizona football could be? I think so. Their defense had 2 scores. Sam Levitt looked like an elite Big 12 talent when it came to quarterback. We know Cam Scatbo is going to be good. He's good every single week. We know Alton McCaskill is going to be good. And like I said, the defense, they had 2 scores in week 1. The defense looks elite. Kamani Wilson looks elite. Xavier Alford looks elite. This squad is, I told you guys weeks ago, this squad is going to surprise a lot of people. The media ranked us 16. I ranked us in the top 10 of the Big 12. The top of the Big 12, I ranked Kansas, I ranked Utah, Kansas State, all of the teams that all of the media thought was going to be good. What I knew that a lot of people didn't know, Coach Dillingham in his second year is going to be a dog. His team is going to be a dog, and this team is going to win football games. I told you guys in the middle of July, if you're into betting, the over 3.5 wins was free. They're 2-0 to start the season. They have a plus minus of 48, plus 48. They're outscoring their opponents through 2 games by an average of 24 points per game. They beat an SEC opponent. They beat a Mountain West opponent. Granted, the Mountain West opponent was Wyoming. Wyoming's not going to be very good. They're probably going to be at the bottom of the Mountain West. That's neither here nor there. Their real challenge comes this week. They play Texas State on Thursday on a short week at Texas State in San Marcos. Texas State has been very good. Texas State is also 2-0 this season. They have wins over UTSA. Oh, sorry, they're 1-0. Excuse me. They had a game against Lamar on August the 31st, and they haven't had a game. Excuse me, I was reading their schedule wrong. Week 2, they played against UTSA, where they dominated UTSA by a score of 49-10. Their starters didn't play for one quarter, I think. The coach said, hey, we're going to dominate you. We don't need to play our starters. We're still going to win. Unfortunately, Coach Dillingham didn't have that luxury of not having to play his starters for the second half, simply because the second half, ASU's defense looked like a completely different team. The score was 27-3 at halftime. ASU scored 3 in the second half, and Mississippi State scored 20. The game was a lot closer than anyone wanted it to be after halftime. A lot of people left when the score was 27-7 at halftime. We need people there. If people are not in the stands, the boys are not going to be buzzing, and the second half is going to just crumble. It was a very, very close game. It was a lot closer than the stats are going to want you to believe. The score was 30-23 as a final score. Mississippi State scored twice in the fourth quarter within like 3.5 minutes of each other. They scored a touchdown. They kicked off. They made ASU go 3 and out. And then the next drive, they had a 70-yard completion for a touchdown. They scored 14 points in the matter of 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. That game was a lot closer than any ASU fan wanted it to be. Just because the game was a lot closer than any ASU fan wanted it to be, that doesn't mean we didn't win. And Coach Dillingham, I told you guys back in July that this squad is going to grit out games. They're not going to win every game 48-7 like they beat against Wyoming. It's going to come down to 7 points. It's going to come down to 3 points. The question is can Cam Scatbo continue this season like he started last night? Or excuse me, on Saturday, 2 nights ago. Cam Scatbo had 297 yards all-purpose from scrimmage, 262 on the ground, 35 through the air. This team will go as far as Cam Scatbo takes them. This team will also go only as far as Sam Leavitt takes them. Week 1, we thought Sam Leavitt was the next coming. Week 2, he came back down to earth. He was throwing 50%. He only threw, I think, 98 yards from the field. I'm not saying we need Sam Leavitt to throw 80% and have 50 completions every game. That's not going to be Coach Dillingham's game. Coach Dillingham's game is going to rely on that three-headed monster of Cam Scatbo, Alton McCaskill, and Kyson Brown. But if we need to throw the ball on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, we need to have a reliable guy who can get the ball out of his hand and get the ball to his receivers. It was late in the game, and you can tell the receivers were visibly frustrated with Sam Leavitt. He was throwing the ball low. He was throwing the ball too high. So in reality, if we can have a reliable option in Sam Leavitt, we're not going to go to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, and 4th down unless we're behind in a game. If you need to throw the ball, obviously you need to throw the ball. There's going to be times when you have to throw the ball. But that's not going to be Coach Dillingham's game. I can tell you that right now. We got an AP All-American in Cam Scatbo. If Cam Scatbo can give you 100 yards from scrimmage on the ground and a touchdown, I think that this team can win 6 or 7 games. I think that this team is going to be in a bowl game this year. I told you guys that back in July. I told you they were going to be good. They're not going to be competing for a national championship. I'm not telling you they're going to be competing for a national championship, but the fact that the media ranked us number 16 out of 16 is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to the media. It's an embarrassment to the coaches poll. And these boys have a chip on their shoulder. Coach Dillingham came out after week 1. After that win, they didn't have practice on Sunday. They had practice on Monday, and he came to the media and he told them that practice was absolute dog shit. The team was getting comfortable. The team was going at 80%. He told the team, if you guys are going to be going at 80%, we're going to lose games. We're still the worst in the Big 12, he told them. We still should have a chip on our shoulder, he told them. That is the kind of coach that you need to have if you want to win football games. If your players are going to get comfortable, if your players are going to play at 80% because they think that they can beat everyone 48-7 like they beat Wyoming, that is when you're going to lose a lot of games. So let's talk about this game coming up Thursday, September 12th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're playing at Texas State, San Marcos. Who wins the game? I think that this game is going to be a whole lot closer than people want it to be. Arizona State is good. Texas State is good. Both of them are 2-0. One of them is going to leave San Marcos 3-0. One of them is going to leave 2-1. I have this game ASU 31, Texas State 24. It's going to rely on Sam Levitt. If we can get a in between, we don't need a week 1 Sam Levitt. We don't need a week 2 Sam Levitt. If you can give me a Sam Levitt who's going to throw for 150 yards and he's going to have completion percentage somewhere in the range of 65 to 69%, and then you can rely on Cam Scatbo, Alton McCaskill, and Kyson Brown to run the ball. It's going to be hot in Texas. It's still like 98, 99 degrees. So we're going to have to use that trio. You can't ask Cam Scatbo to run 39 times. It's going to be Cam Scatbo, Alton McCaskill, Kyson Brown. They're going to mix it up. And I think that the coaching, they know that everyone is going to prepare for Cam Scatbo. Mississippi State, I'm sorry, but I don't know that they watched film on Timothy Scatbo. You set up in cover 1 man to man and you only put 3 dudes in the box for the entire game. Cam Scatbo is going to run on you 900 times. That's just how this game is going to be played. I'm not saying that you're going to put 9 guys in the box, because you put 9 guys in the box, Sam Levitt's going to throw the ball. That's what we need to do. We need Sam Levitt. Like I said, we're not going to needing Sam Levitt to throw the ball 900 times. We don't need Cam Scatbo to run the ball 900 times. We need a combination of those 2 guys. If Cam Scatbo can give me 80%, Sam Levitt can give me 80%, this team is going to win 6 or 7 games. Clip me, retweet me, whatever you want to do. I told you guys back in July this team was going to be good. I'll tell you again right now, this team is going to be good. I will be at the game at Kansas in 2 weeks. You can laugh at me in the face if this team is not 3-1 come week 5. I think they beat Texas State. I think they go to Lubbock against Texas Tech, and I think they absolutely dominate Texas Tech. I think they will be 4-0 going into the Kansas game. If they are 4-0 going into the Kansas game, they will be ranked. Kansas should be ranked. Mountain America will be a sellout. It'll be a gold out. And we will absolutely be buzzing. Tempe will be buzzing. Mountain America will be buzzing. Mill will be buzzing. Old Town will be buzzing. These boys are going to come into this game absolutely on the top of the world, and it's going to be a dogfight in the trenches on week 5. I told you guys several weeks ago, Devin Neal's a really good running back. He still is. I will tell you, I've been telling you for the last 20 minutes that Cam Scappo is a really good running back. That game is going to come down to who has the ball last. Does Devin Neal have the ball last? Is he going to be able to run the ball down the field and score a touchdown? Or is Cam Scappo going to be able to run the ball down the field and score a touchdown? I think that if the Sun Devils are 4-0 going into that Kansas game, I know they'll be ranked. They're already getting votes. They're 2-0. The Big 12 media, they don't know what they're talking about clearly because they had us ranked number 16 and now they're giving us votes. You can't have it both ways. I will clip every single media poll that I saw out there that had us ranked number 16 and I will post it on my social media because no one believed in us back then and I don't want you guys jumping on the bandwagon now. ASU is good. ASU will continue to be good. ASU will be in a bowl game this year. Coach Dillingham is going to get some of the best recruits in the offseason. ASU will be competing for a national championship next season. You heard it here first, folks. Dunk Dynasty told you ASU will compete for a national championship next season. Everyone have a great week. I'll see you guys on Thursday when ASU goes into San Marcos and gets their 3rd win of the season. Let's go, baby.